Hi, my name is Randy Book. I'm Executive Vice President at Colliers International based out of Southfield, Michigan. Today, we're going to talk about Mexico. Rafael, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you, please.
Sure, glad to do it. Thanks, Randy. Glad to be here. My name is Rafael McCadden. I've been with Colliers for over 12 years, in real estate for over 30 years, and what I do mainly is help global companies to do a soft landing in Mexico.
What's a soft landing? You know, we've talked about that yesterday, but I don't think everybody knows what a soft landing is. What is a soft landing?
Basically is to have companies being helped into being successful in Mexico. Companies make decisions without knowing a lot about Mexico, so maybe they don't set up their shop in the right city with the right people. And there's, of course, always challenges about going into a new country. So if you help them to land and be successful, that's success for me.
What's the average age in Mexico, and why is it an advantage potentially for people and for Mexico?
You know, there's a lot of talk about baby boomer generation in the United States reaching retirement age, and you know, Mexico has a completely different scenario. Mexico right now, what you would call the baby boomer generation in Mexico, it's in its mid-20s. So Mexico, it's a very young country. That is a huge advantage. You can see Europe, you know, getting old, Japan. So Mexico, that's one of the reasons why Mexico right now is attracting so much investment into manufacturing, because you have a young labor force that's eager to get a good job.
What's the percentage of export out of the country, what's manufactured? What does that look like?
Mexico is the seventh largest producer of light vehicles, so autos, but fourth largest exporter of light vehicles. So what that means is that Mexico exports almost 80% of what it assembles in the country.
And you know, we were chatting yesterday, we have 240 companies that moved into Mexico from Japan in a 4-year period. But why do people, you know, what are the 2 or 3 things that you can talk about that are really big drivers for why Mexico is so successful and why people look at that offshore?
Mexico has free trade agreements with 45 countries. It's not just NAFTA, although NAFTA is the big thing because over 80% of what Mexico exports goes into North America. So that's huge. But having free trade agreements with different countries is very attractive. Actually, give a very quick example is Audi and BMW just set up new assembly plants in Mexico and to sell into North America, but some of the components are brought in from different countries around the world, and the free trade agreement helped that happen actually. So that's an interesting part of it.
You know, there's incentives in Mexico. Why do there need to be incentives if everything's so cheap?
Because Mexico wants to be selective about what type of industrial sectors they want in the country and which industrial sectors they think they can be competitive. So automotive for sure, but aerospace is a big thing now. There's other sectors that have been growing in Mexico, and mainly in the border cities of Mexico. There's a lot of medical devices companies that are setting shops like surgery kits and things like that. And so that's also raising importance in Mexico.
How many offices do we have in Mexico?
We have 9 offices.
9 offices. And are we
yes.
the largest as far as numbers or offices, or what does that look like?
We are actually. Colliers, out of the top commercial brokerage firms, is the one that has presence in more cities throughout Mexico. So we say that we have nationwide coverage.
Is our market share more than anybody else?
We, depends on the city,
Okay.
you know, so in certain cities, we definitely are number one, and some cities we would be number two. And, you know, it depends if it's industrial, retail, or office, but we're definitely at the top with the other three major brokerage
Great,
firms.
I appreciate it. Have a
Thanks.
great day.
Thank you.
Thanks.